Epictetus, a beacon of Stoic wisdom, articulated a profound truth with remarkable simplicity: we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This seemingly straightforward statement unveils a deeper understanding of effective and balanced communication, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, with its rich tapestry of teachings, offers a moral compass to guide our interactions, promoting meaningful and harmonious exchanges. However, within these teachings lie subtle nuances, often overlooked in favor of more prominent lessons. This exploration delves into 7 conversational subjects that Stoic prudence suggests we might benefit from sidestepping, or at least approaching with considerable caution. It's not about censorship or avoidance, but about cultivating a more intentional and serene communication style. This is about recognizing that words have power, and that how we choose to use them shapes not only our relationships, but also our own internal state. This discussion aims to equip viewers with the knowledge to engage more thoughtfully and deliberately in the world around them, navigating conversations with wisdom and grace. This essay, created to be both informative and captivating, blends original content and rewritten elements to adhere to YouTube's fair use policy. The aim is to move beyond superficial interpretations of Stoicism, delving into the practical application of its principles in everyday communication. Think of this not just as a list of topics to avoid, but as a guide to cultivating a more virtuous and fulfilling communication style, one that fosters understanding, promotes growth, and protects our inner peace. We will examine each subject through the lens of Stoic ethics, exploring the potential pitfalls and offering practical strategies for navigating conversations with greater mindfulness. This is a call to action, urging us to be more conscious of the content and intention behind our words, and to strive for communication that is both meaningful and beneficial. We will explore the importance of empathy in communication, focusing on how to understand and respect different perspectives. Also, we will delve into practical tools and techniques for active listening, enabling viewers to create more meaningful and effective dialogues. The final objective is to empower viewers to transform their conversations into opportunities for personal growth, improved relationships, and increased inner peace. 1. Other people's flaws, the perilous path of gossip. The allure of gossip, the subtle shift from casual banter to discussing someone else's perceived shortcomings, is a pervasive temptation in social interactions. It's a conversation topic that can quickly ensnare us, offering a fleeting sense of connection or superiority. However, beneath this surface appeal lies a practice that ultimately detracts from our own personal growth, sowing seeds of negativity in our minds and the environment around us. We've all experienced it, from casual coffee breaks to digital chat groups, where the conversation veers into territory best left unexplored. Imagine yourself at a family dinner, where Aunt Martha's well-known habit of tardiness becomes the evening's recurring theme. Or consider the office pantry, where colleagues gather, murmuring about someone's clothing choice that doesn't quite meet their unspoken standards. These conversations might provide a momentary sense of camaraderie, a shared sense of judgment, but they ultimately erode the bonds of trust and genuine companionship. It cultivates an environment of subtle criticism, where everyone becomes a potential target of future scrutiny. A common misconception is that by discussing other people's flaws, we become more vigilant about our own. In reality, the opposite often occurs. A continual focus on external imperfections can lead to complacency regarding our internal growth. We become so preoccupied with analyzing others that we neglect the vital task of self-reflection. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. B1. It's a powerful reminder that true progress lies not in criticizing others, but in striving to embody virtue ourselves. Isn't it far more enriching to lead by example, demonstrating compassion, understanding, and wisdom in our actions and words? To become the person we aspire to be, rather than simply pointing out where others fall short. There is a certain serenity that comes from consciously choosing not to participate in gossip or needless criticism. The next time you find yourself in such a situation, consider gently guiding the conversation towards a more positive topic, or simply choosing to listen without actively contributing. This not only preserves your own peace of mind but also subtly encourages a more uplifting environment for everyone involved. You are setting a silent example, demonstrating that conversation can be more than just critique. By refraining from discussing other people's flaws, we're not simply avoiding negativity, we're making a proactive choice to cultivate positivity, trust, and personal growth, both within ourselves and in our social circles. It's an investment in our own well-being and in the health of our relationships. It's a conscious decision to focus on the good, to seek out the strengths in others, and to encourage a culture of support and understanding. This practice requires consistent effort and a conscious awareness of our own tendencies. We must be willing to challenge our own impulse to judge, to resist the temptation to engage in gossip, and to redirect our attention towards more constructive pursuits. It is about training our minds to see the best in others, and to focus on the positive aspects of their character and behavior. 2. Your personal wealth, or lack thereof, navigating the minefield of finances. In today's hyperconnected digital world, where social media feeds are often curated displays of affluence and success, discussing personal wealth, or the lack thereof, has become a precarious topic. On one side, there's the subtle pressure to keep up with the Joneses, to project an image of prosperity. On the other, there's a fear of being perceived as inadequate or lacking. Beneath these discussions and comparisons lies a turbulent undercurrent of complex emotions, including envy, pride, insecurity, and sometimes even despair. Picture this: you're at a gathering of friends, and the conversation turns to recent vacations. One friend boasts about their stay in an overwater villa in the Maldives, while another recounts their romantic adventures in Paris. As you listen to their tales, you feel a pang of longing, a subtle sense of inadequacy. Perhaps you couldn't afford a vacation this year, or you chose to prioritize saving for a different goal. Your immediate reaction might be to defensively justify your choices, or alternatively, to share a past experience in an attempt to level the playing field, to prove that you, too, have experienced such luxuries. Consider a contrasting scenario: you've recently received a significant raise at work or made a particularly profitable investment. At a dinner with friends, the topic of finances arises, and you feel the temptation to mention your recent gains, not necessarily out of arrogance, but perhaps simply to share your joy. However, as the words flow, you notice subtle shifts in body language, a friend's downcast eyes, another's polite but distant smile. Suddenly, a light-hearted gathering takes on a different tone, the atmosphere subtly poisoned by the unspoken dynamics of financial comparison. Amidst these complex social dynamics, it's invaluable to remember the wisdom of Epictetus, who declared, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." True wealth is not simply material affluence, it's a state of contentment, a deep understanding and appreciation for what we already have, rather than a constant yearning for what we lack. It's about recognizing the inherent value of our relationships, our experiences, and our inner peace, regardless of our financial circumstances. While sharing and celebrating successes can be a wonderful aspect of friendship, it's essential to proceed with sensitivity and awareness, ensuring that we're not inadvertently sowing seeds of inadequacy or discontent, either in ourselves or in others. It requires a delicate balance of openness and restraint, of sharing our joy without flaunting our achievements. Conversely, cultivating a sense of contentment with our own financial status, regardless of prevailing societal standards, is an empowering stance. It frees us from the emotional roller coaster of constant comparison, allowing us to focus on our own values and goals, rather than being driven by external pressures. To cultivate a more stoic approach to discussions about wealth, consider reflecting on your own relationship with money. Does discussing it bring you genuine joy, or does it stem from a desire for validation? Recognizing these underlying motivations can guide our conversations towards more authentic and harmonious exchanges. It's about being honest with ourselves about why we feel the need to discuss our finances, and whether those motivations are truly aligned with our values. Ultimately, the most meaningful riches lie not in our bank accounts, but in the depth of our relationships, the quality of our character, and the tranquility of our souls. These are the true measures of a life well lived, the treasures that cannot be bought or sold, but only cultivated through mindful living in virtuous action. 3. Past grievances, releasing the chains of resentment. Carrying the weight of past grievances can be likened to hauling a heavy backpack on a long and arduous journey. The more you hold on to that weight, the harder the journey becomes, hindering your progress and diminishing your enjoyment of the present moment. It's a natural human inclination to remember wrongs committed against us, whether they are major betrayals or seemingly minor slights. However, constantly discussing or reliving these grievances not only intensifies the burden but also prevents us from fully experiencing the present moment and the potential joys it offers. Imagine a childhood friend, Alice, with whom you've shared countless memories, a deep bond forged over years of shared experiences. Yet, one summer, due to a misunderstanding, Alice missed your birthday party, an event you had eagerly anticipated celebrating together. Years have passed, and you've shared numerous happy occasions since then, but every time you both meet, the shadow of that missed party looms large, casting a pall over your interactions. Instead of celebrating the present friendship and the shared bond, the conversations often circle back to that one grievance, preventing the relationship from blossoming further. As we navigate these complex emotions, recalling the wisdom of Seneca can offer a valuable perspective: the greatest remedy for anger is delay. Instead of impulsively reacting to perceived wrongs and cementing them in our memory, giving ourselves time to process and reflect allows us to approach the situation with a clearer, more balanced mind. It's about allowing our initial emotional reactions to subside, and then engaging with the situation from a place of reason and understanding. Moreover, with the passage of time, many grievances that seemed monumental in the moment often lose their intensity, their sharp edges softening with the perspective of experience. By continuously discussing past grievances, we inadvertently keep the wound fresh, preventing it from healing properly. It's not about forgetting or undermining one's feelings, but about consciously choosing not to let past events dictate our present emotions and conversations. This requires a conscious effort to shift our focus from the negative to the positive, to remember the good times and to appreciate the value of the relationship, despite its imperfections. It's about recognizing the power and the freedom that comes from forgiveness, from letting go of the resentment and anger that bind us to the past. When we release these grievances, we not only unburden our own souls but also open up space for more positive experiences and relationships to flourish. We create room for new memories, new connections, and new possibilities. Discussing past grievances might feel momentarily validating, a release of pent-up frustration, but true growth and lasting peace come from introspection, understanding, and ultimately, releasing them. The past can certainly be a valuable teacher, providing lessons learned and insights gained, but it shouldn't be the sole driver of our present journey, dictating our emotions and shaping our interactions. It is about harnessing the wisdom of the past without being enslaved by its burdens. 4. Predicting the future, taming the anxious imagination. The human mind, with its incredible capacity for imagination and analytical prowess, has always been captivated by the allure of predicting the future. From deciphering patterns in nature to seeking answers in the stars, our ancestors sought to unveil what lay ahead. Today, in our age of data and algorithms, that quest continues, albeit in different forms. However, while foresight and careful planning are commendable virtues, obsessively trying to predict every twist and turn of the future can become an exhausting, and often anxiety-ridden, endeavor. Let's consider the experience of Maya, a young woman about to graduate from university. The possibilities before her are vast, but so are the uncertainties. Every dinner conversation with family morphs into a speculation fest about potential job prospects, ideal cities to relocate to, and the anticipated state of the economy in the next 5 years. Her friends constantly discuss potential career paths, meticulously comparing prospects and probabilities. The result? Maya feels an overwhelming sense of pressure and anxiety, stemming not from the present reality, but from the myriad unpredictable futures she is being asked to contemplate. As these waves of uncertainty and anxiety rise, it's worth pondering Seneca's wise observation: we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. While it's certainly practical, and even wise, to be informed and prepared, constantly discussing and endlessly speculating about an uncertain future can magnify imagined challenges, transforming them into looming threats. More often than not, many of these predicted scenarios never come to pass, or if they do, they are rarely as daunting as our minds had amplified them to be. What Stoicism teaches us in this context is the value of embracing the present moment, of grounding ourselves in the reality of what is, rather than getting lost in the labyrinth of what-ifs. While we can't control every facet of the future, we absolutely can control our actions and our responses in the present. By consciously reducing the amount of time and energy we devote to endless speculations about the future, we can redirect those valuable resources towards taking actionable, meaningful steps that align with our values and goals. We can focus on developing our skills, building strong relationships, and contributing to our communities. While discussing potential futures can be enlightening, providing us with valuable insights and potential strategies, it's essential to strike a healthy balance. The true beauty of life lies not in predicting every sunset and sunrise, but in marveling at the vibrant hues of the present moment, confident in our ability to adapt and thrive, come what may. It is about embracing the unknown with courage and resilience, trusting in our ability to navigate whatever challenges the future may hold. 5. Petty controversies, guarding your mental territory. The magnetic pull of controversy is deeply woven into the fabric of our social interactions. It appeals to our innate curiosity, our desire for connection, even if it's through disagreement, and our sense of moral righteousness. Even controversies over topics that, in the grand scheme of things, might seem rather insignificant can exert a powerful influence. These controversies might appear harmless at first glance, but their insidious nature lies in their ability to gradually consume our mental bandwidth and divert our focus from matters of genuine substance and importance. Consider the experience of Jenna, an ambitious young writer. On a bright Sunday morning, with a fresh cup of coffee in hand, she settles down to dedicate a few hours to penning new chapters of her novel, a project that is deeply meaningful to her. However, a buzzing notification on her phone draws her attention to a trending topic on social media, a heated debate over a celebrity's recent hairstyle. She reads a comment, then another, formulates a reply, and soon finds herself descending down a rabbit hole of opinions and counter-opinions, a vortex of triviality. Hours later, the page she had intended to fill with her creative expression remains blank, her initial enthusiasm a distant memory, lost in the sea of fleeting opinions. Extrapolating from Jenna's experience, it's easy to see the broader implications of engaging in petty controversies. These minor distractions, if allowed to persist unchecked, can accumulate over time, morphing into significant obstacles in both our personal and professional lives. They can shift the focus of our conversations, dominate our free time, and, more worryingly, begin to subtly shape our self-worth and perceptions based on fleeting, often shallow, metrics. We become defined by our opinions on matters that ultimately hold little significance. The wisdom of Epictetus offers invaluable guidance in such scenarios. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This profound sentiment reminds us that while we cannot always control the influx of controversies into our environment, we hold the reins when it comes to our engagement. We have the power to choose where we direct our attention, and by exercising that power consciously, we reclaim our mental space, ensuring that it's reserved for endeavors that align with our aspirations and values. But how do we cultivate this discernment, this ability to resist the allure of petty controversies? It starts with self-awareness. By regularly evaluating our motivations behind participating in a particular controversy, we can begin to discern whether it stems from a place of genuine interest, a desire to learn and grow, or simply from mere habit, a mindless compulsion to engage in online squabbles. It's also immensely beneficial to carefully curate our information sources, ensuring that what we consume is aligned with our goals and values. By being selective about the content we allow into our minds, we can create a mental environment that is conducive to focus, creativity, and personal growth. It's about creating a sanctuary for our thoughts, protecting it from the noise and distractions of the outside world. To immerse oneself in the vast ocean of controversies is a choice. Yet, with awareness and intention, we can navigate these waters with skill and grace, anchoring ourselves in discussions of depth and substance, and steering clear of the ephemeral whirlpools that seek to draw us in. The journey towards discernment is a continuous one, a process of ongoing self-reflection and conscious decision-making. But with each mindful choice, we move closer to a life of purpose and clarity, undeterred by the fleeting storms of petty controversies. We become the masters of our own mental territory, choosing what to cultivate and what to discard. 6. Vain displays of knowledge, the trap of intellectual vanity. The pursuit of knowledge is undoubtedly a noble and enriching endeavor. However, it can sometimes lead us astray when the fundamental intent shifts from personal growth and genuine understanding to mere showmanship, a desire to impress or intimidate others with our intellectual prowess. Flaunting knowledge without genuine purpose is akin to hoarding precious treasures in a chest, displaying them for fleeting admiration rather than using them to enrich one's own life or the lives of others. Consider the case of Arya, a passionate reader who always had a book in her hand, a constant seeker of knowledge. Over time, her love for learning granted her access to a vast reservoir of knowledge, spanning diverse and fascinating topics. However, as she began to receive admiration and praise for her intellect, a subtle but significant change occurred in her behavior. Instead of sharing her knowledge to genuinely enlighten or assist others, her conversation started to take on a different, subtly competitive tone. Whenever discussions arose, Arya would interject with obscure facts and esoteric details, often disrupting the flow of the conversation or overshadowing the contributions of others. Instead of fostering connections and promoting shared understanding, her interactions began to create distance and subtle alienation among her peers. She had unwittingly transformed her knowledge from a bridge into a barrier. While it's undeniably commendable to be well-informed and knowledgeable, the true essence of acquiring wisdom lies not simply in its accumulation, but in its apt application. Knowledge, when wielded as a tool for vanity, can become isolating, creating a chasm between ourselves and others. It can transform from a bridge that connects people, fostering understanding and empathy, into a wall that distances them, creating feelings of inadequacy or resentment. Seneca once wisely stated, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." In the context of our discussion, this could be interpreted as enjoying the process of learning and sharing knowledge genuinely, without the constant anxiety of constantly proving oneself, seeking validation through intellectual displays. It's about finding joy in the journey of discovery, rather than being fixated on the destination of recognition. A genuine display of knowledge is not about reciting facts and figures, but about applying them meaningfully, in aiding understanding, in fostering connections, and in using what we know to uplift ourselves and others. It's about knowing when to speak, what to share, and how to communicate effectively, ensuring that the essence of the message is not lost in the clamor for recognition. It's about serving as a facilitator of understanding, rather than a source of intimidation. In our own journeys of continuous learning, it's crucial to frequently introspect and evaluate our true intentions. Are we seeking knowledge to genuinely grow, to expand our understanding of the world and our place within it, or are we seeking it primarily to impress others, to bask in the glow of their admiration? By aligning our quest for knowledge with the genuine intention of personal growth and positive contribution, we can ensure that our wisdom becomes a beacon of light for ourselves and those around us, guiding us towards a more fulfilling and meaningful existence, rather than a mere decorative lamp, admired but ultimately not illuminating. It is about transforming knowledge into a force for good, a catalyst for positive change in the world. 7. Obsessive self-criticism, the inner tyrant. In an era where perfection is often celebrated as the ultimate ideal, it's increasingly common for many of us to hold ourselves to incredibly high standards, subjecting ourselves to relentless scrutiny and unforgiving judgment. While aiming for excellence and striving for continuous improvement can certainly drive progress and fuel ambition, incessantly critiquing every action and thought can become counterproductive, hindering our potential and diminishing our well-being. Imagine tirelessly preparing for an important presentation or project, pouring your heart and soul into every detail. However, instead of allowing yourself to feel confident and proud of your efforts, you constantly belittle your own work, second-guessing every choice, worrying incessantly about each word you'll say. Instead of focusing on delivering your presentation with authenticity and passion, you become entangled in a web of overanalysis, where the overwhelming fear of perceived inadequacy overshadows your genuine effort and expertise. This relentless internal scrutiny, instead of acting as a motivator, can become a significant deterrent. It can hinder spontaneity, stifle creativity, and even negatively impact our overall well-being, creating a constant state of anxiety and self-doubt. The excitement of starting a new endeavor, or the joy of completing a challenging task, can quickly be clouded by the persistent inner voice that relentlessly questions, was it good enough? Could I have done better? Embedded within this challenge lies a profound Stoic reflection, articulated by Marcus Aurelius: the universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it. If our thoughts are perpetually critical and self-deprecating, our reality will inevitably mirror that negativity, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of inadequacy and dissatisfaction. However, if we can learn to manage and harness our thoughts, we possess the power to reshape our reality, to cultivate a more positive and empowering self-perception. Breaking free from this debilitating cycle of obsessive self-criticism involves consciously recognizing and actively challenging these self-deprecating thoughts. It's about understanding the crucial difference between a healthy desire to improve and the unproductive habit of unnecessarily tearing oneself down. It might be helpful to consider whether you would subject a close friend to the same level of relentless criticism that you routinely apply to yourself. Often, we are far harsher with ourselves than we would ever be with others. Fostering a mindset of growth, where mistakes are seen as valuable stepping stones and not as catastrophic stumbling blocks, can pave the way for a healthier and more balanced approach to self-assessment. By celebrating small victories, acknowledging our progress, and understanding that the path to success is rarely linear, we can navigate our journey with greater confidence and resilience, embracing both our strengths and our areas for continued improvement. While self-awareness is undoubtedly a valuable asset, enabling us to identify our weaknesses and work towards improvement, obsessive self-criticism can be a formidable obstacle, hindering our progress and diminishing our joy. By cultivating a mindset of growth, compassion, and self-understanding, we can achieve a harmonious balance that fuels our progress without compromising our overall well-being. It is about becoming our own best ally, rather than our own worst enemy. Conclusion: approximately 2,000 words. In our ongoing journey through life, understanding the nature of our conversations, both internal and external, can significantly shape our experiences, perceptions, and overall well-being. As we've explored in this discussion, there are certain subjects that, when ruminated upon excessively or engaged with carelessly, can distort our vision, stifle our growth, and diminish our inner peace. This isn't about advocating for censorship or suggesting that we avoid difficult conversations altogether. Instead, it's about cultivating a greater sense of mindfulness, intention, and wisdom in our interactions with others and with ourselves. I encourage each of you to pause, introspect, and carefully evaluate the narratives you often find yourself entwined in. Are there recurring themes in your conversations that consistently leave you feeling depleted, anxious, or resentful? Are there moments or regrets from the past that have outlived their relevance, continuing to cast a shadow over your present experiences? Share your insights, reflections, and personal experiences in the comments section below. Your stories and perspectives may resonate deeply with someone else, offering them comfort, guidance, or a fresh perspective on their own struggles. Together, we can foster a community of growth, understanding, and mutual support, creating a space where we can learn from each other and encourage each other on our individual journeys towards greater serenity and wisdom. Let us embark on this transformative journey hand in hand, fostering a better understanding of ourselves, our relationships, and the world around us. Let us strive to communicate with intention, compassion, and wisdom, creating conversations that uplift, inspire, and promote personal growth. Consider the power of silence, the value of listening attentively, and the importance of choosing our words carefully. Let us be mindful of the impact our words have on others and on ourselves, striving to create a positive and supportive environment in all of our interactions. Remember that the journey towards Stoic communication is a continuous process, a lifelong endeavor that requires ongoing effort, self-reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. There will be times when we stumble, when we fall prey to gossip, when we become entangled in petty controversies, or when we allow our inner critic to take over. But these moments are opportunities for learning, for growth, and for renewed commitment to our values. By embracing the principles of Stoicism and cultivating a more mindful approach to communication, we can transform our lives and inspire others to do the same. We can create a ripple effect of positivity, wisdom, and compassion, enriching our communities and making the world a better place, one conversation at a time. Thank you for sharing this enlightening journey with me. Until our next philosophical venture, may you always tread the path less traveled, the Stoic way, with wisdom, courage, and grace. May your words be a source of light, your actions a reflection of virtue, and your life a testament to the power of Stoic principles. Summary of key content, approximately 1,000 words. This exploration has delved into 7 distinct conversational subjects that, according to Stoic wisdom, might be prudent to sidestep or approach with caution. Each subject was examined through the lens of Stoic ethics, highlighting potential pitfalls and offering practical strategies for navigating conversations with greater mindfulness, intention, and serenity. The ultimate goal was to equip viewers with the knowledge and tools to cultivate a more virtuous and fulfilling communication style, one that fosters understanding, promotes growth, and protects inner peace. The discussion began by addressing the perils of gossip, emphasizing the importance of refraining from discussing other people's flaws and instead focusing on personal growth and cultivating a positive environment. It then explored the complexities of discussing personal wealth, or lack thereof, urging viewers to approach the topic with sensitivity and to cultivate contentment with their own financial status, regardless of societal pressures. The importance of releasing past grievances was also highlighted, urging viewers to avoid dwelling on past wrongs and instead embrace forgiveness and the present moment. The exploration then turned to the dangers of obsessively predicting the future, emphasizing the value of embracing the present moment and focusing on what we can control. Viewers were encouraged to avoid getting lost in the maze of what-ifs and instead to redirect their energies towards actionable, meaningful steps that align with their values and goals. The allure of petty controversies was also addressed, urging viewers to guard their mental territory and to avoid getting drawn into insignificant debates that consume valuable time and energy. The discussion then shifted to the topic of vain displays of knowledge, cautioning against flaunting intellectual prowess for the sake of ego gratification and instead emphasizing the importance of sharing knowledge with genuine purpose and a desire to enlighten and assist others. Finally, the exploration concluded by addressing the challenges of obsessive self-criticism, urging viewers to cultivate a mindset of growth, compassion, and self-understanding, and to break free from the debilitating cycle of self-deprecating thoughts. The underlying message of this exploration is that the nature of our conversations, both internal and external, significantly shapes our experiences, perceptions, and overall well-being. By cultivating a greater sense of mindfulness, intention, and wisdom in our communication, we can transform our lives and inspire others to do the same. It is about choosing our words carefully, listening attentively, and striving to create conversations that uplift, inspire, and promote personal growth. Ultimately, the goal is to align our communication style with Stoic principles, fostering a more virtuous, resilient, and fulfilling existence.